Greetings, YouTube. The Doctor is in. Dr. Urias Papers here, coming at you with another commentary for Dungeons and Dragons. And today we're talking about the spell Fear for the Doctor spell Prognosis. But first, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, hit the like button. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave a question or a comment. All right, I am giving the spell Fear a B+. I'm not giving it an A- or an A. I'm giving it a B+. Now, Fear is one of my favorite effects in the game. It is an extremely powerful effect, but there are a couple of things that are holding this spell back. So it is a third level spell. It is usable by bards, sorcerers, warlocks, wizards, Oath of Conquest, paladins. So it's got a strong class base to be able to use this spell. It takes one action to cast it. It has a range of self and a cone of 30 feet. So that is my only big, and it's a big problem with this spell, is that it's a cone of 30 feet, which means that the caster has to be within 30 feet, and everything in the cone is affected. So as a player, this isn't necessarily the most effective thing that there is or that you could do, because you might affect your party members, and you do have to be within 30 feet, which also means that some of these classes are going to have to run up. Now, as a dungeon master with a enemy creature that casts this gets an A. The creature runs up, blasts the party, and now all of a sudden you've got half the party running, because it's a wisdom save, and wisdom saves can suck for a lot of players. They also suck for a lot of creatures too, because a lot of creatures have a very low wisdom save. So it's verbal, somatic, and material component. It lasts for an entire minute, and yes, you do want to concentrate on this spell. It is the School of Illusion, so you project a phantasmal image of a creature's worst fears. Each creature within a 30-foot cone must succeed on that save. Drop whatever they're holding, which is horrible for player characters, and become frightened for the duration. And of course, frightened means that disadvantage in ability checks and attack rolls, and they cannot willingly move closer to the source of their fear while they are frightened. So there's an additional rider to this frightened condition. While they are frightened, the creature must take the dash action and move away from you by the safest available route on each of its turns, unless there is nowhere to move. So that doesn't mean it has to move. Remember, you get a dash, you get an action and a move. Your action must be to move. It must be to dash. And then you can use your move however you want, but you can't move closer to the source of your fear. So for a player casting this against creatures, that eliminates a lot of enemies. For the DM casting this against players, they're dropping their magic items, whatever. And so it can be very bad for players. It can also be very bad for enemy creatures, but not as much. So if the creature ends its turn in a location where it doesn't have line of sight, the creature can make a wisdom saving throw. So again, you have control of your movement, or the creatures have control of their movement. So they get hit with it, they fail their save. On their turn, they have to take the dash action. You can move before or after your action. So they could move someplace where they are not going to be in sight, get their wisdom saving throw save, and if they have movement left, come back out and use their action normally. So that's another reason kind of why this spell gets a B+ instead of an A, because there are ways around this particular spell or to get an extra saving throw. But that's the only way you get a save. So on a successful save, they end that. Now, let's look at some different classes that can use this. Bards, obviously, I love College of Eloquence, which we can use unsettling words to give a penalty to a saving throw. For sorcerers, for this, I do like just sorcerers in general. I do like the use of the heightened spell, which gives disadvantage on a saving throw for one creature, forces a creature to make saving throws to resist, and it does cost 3 points. This is an area of effect, so you could extend it to make it last longer. You can't twin it, and it's very hard to get it so that it doesn't affect your friendlies. But also for sorcerer, I like the Wild Magic Bend Luck ability to give a penalty to saving throws. Now, wizards can also cast this spell, so let's take a look at wizards. And let's look at School of Illusion Wizards. So we get the Illusion Savant for copying spells. They get Minor Illusion at 2nd level. They get Malleable Illusion at 6th level. None of these things really affect cause fear, or I'm sorry, fear, which is, for some reason, it's an illusion spell. It's not a necromancy spell. For this one, I do like taking the divination school because you get your portent dice, and if you roll a low roll on a portent dice, you can use that to give to a creature to make them fail their saving throw, and then they've got to use their action to dash and move, and they're frightened. And so there is all that. All right, that is what I've got for everybody today. I appreciate everybody tuning in, and I will catch everybody later.